Hey guys, my name's Ian Grammer, and welcome back to It's Time to Wonder podcast with Wonder LIFE Ministries. So glad to have you guys back. And yeah, this is actually going to be a very heavy topic for me because I'll be talking something about something very personal. That is something that is not difficult to talk about. It's just hard to fully express, kind of thing. I don't know. Is that making sense? Really, the topic today is I want to talk about is my dream. Now, that when I'm talking about my dream, I'm not talking about visions that Daniel got or that Joseph got in the Bible. I'm talking about dreams of my future, my goals, my life, really what I want to do in my life, in my career, with doing everything I'm doing. But first off, before I get into the current one, we need to get to where the old dream I used to have. And this dream was a long time ago now, very long time ago. It feels, oh my goodness, it's been like I had this one dream for the longest time. Actually, it was three dreams. I had one dream that was tied into three. That is, be a kids pastor, get married, and have kids. Obviously, I'm not married. No wedding ring on. So I am single. Yay, me. It's fun and interesting being that way. But I also have no kids, but I do have nieces and nephews, so that's been fun hanging out with them when I get to see them. I get to spoil them and say, hey, here you go. So it's fun doing that way. But, and I'm also not a kids pastor. But that was my life for the longest time. I think I said last time in our last podcast where I was talking about the break or obeying God, and I took a break from ministry. I did mention that I got my associate degree in education at my community college days back in Oregon, back in Klamath Falls, but I also got a certificate in ministry. So I got all those things to become a kids pastor. I got all those things to become a pastor. Why? Because I was working towards that goal. Because why? That is what I thought I was meant to be. And obviously, none of those three goals has ever happened. You know, the dream of being married and have kids down the road that's still a dream. That's still a passion of mine. That's still going to happen, I believe. And every even fiber in my body, that's going to happen. But the kids pastor one, that changed a lot. And so I went to train. I did all this training stuff. As I said in the last podcast, I did a lot of stuff with ministry, but nothing ever happened. And that's when I took a break. And that's when I was during my break that something happened. I told you guys what happened last time. Like, God directed me to Regent. Yada yada. I came to Regent as a film degree. Yay! And I'm still here as a senior. But there was something more that God revealed to me that I did not say. And that was God revealed to me this one verse in the Bible that a lot of people like to quote, but I don't think fully understand the meaning behind it. And that is, seek first the kingdom of heaven, and God will give you the desires of your heart. Seek first the kingdom of heaven, and God will give you the desires of your heart. And I think I quoted this in the last video as well. But here's the thing, guys. I didn't do that part. I didn't do the first part. I actually never did. I didn't do anything of that verse correctly. I failed at it. I wasn't seeking God. I wasn't seeking Him. I wasn't seeking who God was. I wasn't seeking anything to do with Him. I was literally went after this. I knew I was called into ministry full time, but I went after kids ministry because I thought it would be easy, simple, and fun, and it made sense. But I never saw God with it first. I talked to my parents about it, and they're like, "Yeah, no, that makes sense." They encouraged me, and I'm glad. That's the thing about it. They encourage me. They encourage me now with this new dream, and trust me, this dream's a lot more insane, in my flat-out opinion, and we'll get into it. But this dream that I had to be a kids pastor, I look back at it now, I'm like, this is boring. I look back at it now, I'm like, Ian, you had no imagination for your life. Now, am I saying being a kids pastor is a pointless job? No, I'm not saying that at all. Why? I love kids ministry. I love pastors who love doing kids ministry. I love people who do youth ministry as well. Why? Because they need us. I love my times being a youth leader and a kids leader. Is why we were needed, and we're still needed in this generation to be part of these children, to upbring them into the next generation with the Bible. And yeah, it was a great time. And I'm not dogging ministry, like I said, guys. I'm not dogging kids ministry or youth ministry. It just wasn't what God had for me. And I didn't realize this until after my break, because when you're on break and you're not doing what you normally do, you have a lot of time to think and pray. And boy, did I have a lot of time to think and pray during that time period. Good golly, that's a lot. That's when God revealed me in my new dream, my new passion with going to film, going to storytelling. But really, the heart behind what I'm going into in storytelling, my heart behind this isn't so black and white. It's not simple. It's out of my comfort zone, and it's scary. It scared me multiple different times. My friends can attest to that. And the dream and the passion that became it was Wonder Life. If you guys do not know this, Wonder Life is the channel's name on YouTube. Is our YouTube name or Facebook name, Instagram name. It is what we're called. This podcast is part of Wonder Life Ministries. And yet, there's so much more to this vision and to this dream that so many people do not know what God has spoke to me in my quiet times with God. Because now I have sought the Lord, and God, this is insane. I am not the right person for this. And God's like, no, you are. So I'm going to lay it out to you guys what the dream was, or the dream is now to this day still. The dream of this ministry, of One Life Ministries, is to do two goals that can change culture. That is, one, show the Bible in new ways through any type of storytelling we're able to do. And number two, to let God be glorified through our works of whatever I do with this ministry. That includes podcasting, like I'm doing now, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. But I want to go more than that. That's something that people don't quite know, is that this dream isn't just YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. It's to reach people, to show who God is through wonder, through creativity, through storytelling, through so any means that can be possible. But there's so much more what God has done with me that's connected to Wonder Life. First off, I'm going to show you what you guys this. This is my first time actually ever sharing this online. That I have been working on this project for many years now. And it's evolved different ways, which we'll go more in details with it later. But it's called Wonder Kids Show. For those who are not sure what that is like, it's going to be different formats of storytelling, whether it's book writing, audio drama. We could do animation down the road. We can do all these different avenues of storytelling, whether it's through audio, like I said, audio dramas or books, but also through graphic novels, whatever it could be. But right now, this part of this dream is called Wonder Kids Show, which is all about telling stories with God as the middle of it, but also to show who God is through the storytelling. And so the Wonder Kids show is basically this. It's about a small town called Silver Falls. And in this town, there's this guy named John McGraham. He's a kids pastor, and he's also an owner of a place called the Wonder Station. And in this place, John and the kids go on crazy adventures with learning about the Bible through everyday life, whether it's through school, through adventures, through mystery, through drama. But we're also not afraid to talk about hard subjects in this show. I'm not afraid to talk about hard subjects. I have storylines lined up for seasons and seasons to come, guys. Here's the thing. This thing has been in the works for so long. I have worked on this for so long. Many people are like, Ian, this is crazy. I'm like, I know. It's insane, but it's fun. It also includes spin-offs. There's a bunch of spin-offs ideas as well. It could be a live action show. It could be whatever God wants it to be. Within this show, though, with these storylines I'm willing to go down some paths for kids to understand topics that I never had a chance to really talk about. And I'm not dogging anyone who didn't teach me this stuff, like my parents. It just wasn't normal. But yet I want to make it normal for parents to talk to their kids about these hard subjects. I have a storyline called Always Remember, where a mom will die. And in this storyline, a mom will die, and yet it's a dad who's a cop, and his 3 kids are now left, and now they're trying to figure out how to process grieving, process this loss of a mom as Christians. I talk about dating. I talk about what it means to be in relationships at 3 different stages that are important: high school, college, and upper adults. How do we process dating? How do we process this stuff? Marriage. And be able to talk to kids about this stuff is why we never had a chance to talk about when I was a kid. Now we do in church, and I'm so glad that we do, but yet there should be an opportunity of it. Now we should talk about it. I want to give them an opportunity of it. That's one of my main passions right here that I have, is to do this type of storytelling, to go into the world. But yet, are every episode going to be that heavy? No, of course not. It's going to be other episodes about some funny stuff. We're going to talk about funny things. There's going to be humor. There's going to be all this stuff in it. There's so much more that I will go more into detail about the Wonder Kids show and more of that later in my life in other videos here. But that became part of my dream, part of my vision, part of my vision cast that God has given me. But there's more to that as well. I want to be able to impact churches through wonder and creativity as well. I want to be able to be part of churches to show God who He is through wonder and creativity. And I think it's so important for us to do that. I want to be able to give parents a way for us to talk about the hard subjects. I want to be able to give people the idea that, oh, wait, the Bible is real. Yes, you are going through a trial. Great. Here's the Bible. Look in the Bible. I'll be able to do Young Adult podcasts. The vision actually to do a Young Adult podcast. That's actually going to be happening hopefully soon at some point. To do all these different things, but yet, and this dream absolutely terrifies me. I'm going to be obviously honest, guys. I told you this last week. I don't like being on camera. I don't think I'm a good leader at times. I don't think I can do this. Then why am I doing this? Because I am obeying God. But it's not just me obeying God, it's also me believing in God, of what He's called me into, the dream that He's given me. I have to trust God in this. I don't have a choice but to trust God in this. Being a kids pastor, I didn't have to choose to trust God. It was simple for me, it felt like. This is not simple, guys. This dream's a whole lot more bigger than people want to give it credit for. But it's much impact that I want to leave into, that I want to impact the world through, of what I'm doing that could affect the culture them around, that could affect the cultures, that could affect families in a way that can help them to become who they're meant to be. Helping people to find God in new ways through storytelling, through podcasting, through theater shows, through movies, through any possibility that God can impact people through it. That is what my heart is going to show who God is through new ways. That's my heart now, and it does terrify me. And I do say that's a good thing. Because that means I have to go to Him. And I constantly pray to God, God, give me the courage to go after this dream. Give me the possibility. Lord, give me blessings upon of doing this correctly for me to honor you and honor people who can watch this and can engage with this. To show who you are. To show what the Bible is all about. To show you who Jesus is. To show you who the Holy Spirit is. To show you the truth. Whether that's through video games as well. I'm okay with going into video games. I'm actually in the works of doing a story Bible as well about superheroes. Is why I think we can learn so much through superheroes as well, and I have through it about God. There's so much more to it that people don't realize. But guys, here's the thing about it. This dream of mine. It's so important to me. I have more passion for this than I ever had for anything else, and yet it's been so hard for me to start up at times because of my past, of dealing with my fears of my past, which we'll go into more of that as well later, with dealing with the years at Regent and what God has done with me in those years, because God's done with me something every year. We'll go into that later because why you guys are in college as well, hopefully watching this. For you guys to see what I'm talking about as well. Throughout my college time here, God has been working on me for this dream, for this purpose. Me and the people who have challenged me with this dream, challenged my thinking, which is good, helping me refine the dream because it needs to be refined. I have learned so much more from going after this dream, this passion of mine. Now I'm actually doing the podcasting. I felt like God told me to do it a while ago, but yet why didn't I do it? I was scared. I didn't think I was good enough. Guys, every dream is scary. Every dream should be scary. Honestly, in my flat opinion. Why? Because then you have to trust God. There's this pastor in DC I've started following a bit here and there, following his books. Pastor Mark Batterson. He wrote a good book called Circle Maker, which I read that one. That's been fun. I'm also starting to read a book called Chasing the Lion. And its subtitle is, If Your Dream Doesn't Scare You, It's Not Big Enough. And I'm like, okay. And it's been speaking to me a lot because why? This scares me. And I have to trust God with the provision, with the timing, with the knowledge. And God, help. I cannot do everything, guys. So I really have to trust Him and start small, which I'm doing a podcast. So I want to share with you guys a quote from this book by Matt Batterson. It's, in every dream's journey, there comes a moment when you have to quit living as if the purpose of life is to arrive safely at death. You have to go after the dream that is destined to fail without a divine intervention. There's a possibility this dream could fail. But yet I don't believe it will, because why? God has opened doors still to me of doing this podcast, of doing the show, and doing more of what God has done with me. Guys, if you have a dream and a vision for your futures, which I hope you guys do, take time to seek the Lord and really ask Him what that could be. What is that vision? And the Lord even says this it says in the Bible, Habakkuk. Give me one second, guys. I'm looking at my iPad. In Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2 to 3 says, And the Lord answered me, this is Habakkuk, the Lord answered Habakkuk, write down the vision, make it a plain on tablets, so he who runs with it reads it. For still the vision is appointed time, it has hastened to the end. and it will not lie. If it seems slow, wait for it, for surely it will come. It will not delay. That is so powerful, because why? Every dream should make us be terrified of it, because then we have to trust God. If you can't do it by yourself, great. You need to do it with God then, and do it with other people as well. You should desire to do things with God more. That's the thing, guys. Dreams are scary. Dreams should be scary. God's plans for us should be a little terrifying for us a little bit. So then we have to trust Him and see what He can do. I have to trust God every day with doing this podcast. I do pray for this podcast. I do pray for this ministry. Like, God, help me to impact people. Help me to let this dream be about you and not about me. It does not matter what I want, guys. I care what He wants. He's the only thing that matters to me. He's the only one that matters to me, and He should be the only one that matters to me. So, guys, this dream of this podcast is not just a podcast. There's more. There's more to this dream. There's so much more to this dream that you will ever know until the time comes. And even then, the dream will be more refined down the road. But guys, that's the thing about it. Don't be afraid to dream. Don't be afraid to see what God can do. Trust God. He knows what He is doing. He believes in us. Why? He made us. We are worthy because of Him. God made us. He knows us. He knit us together. He knows what we're made for. I know what He made for us to do. So guys, I encourage you guys, seek first the kingdom of God. Write down a vision and see what He can do. Take it slowly. Take it step by step. Don't rush into it. That's what I did, guys, multiple times. I rushed into it, not thinking clearly. Now I'm taking it slow by doing this podcast. Not because this podcast isn't fun to do, but it's so important to pursue God and see what He can do. So guys, I encourage you with this. Seek first God's kingdom. I want to leave you guys with this question. Does your dream scare you enough to go to God? Or is it too small? Or is it too small that you don't know what God can do? Hope you guys have a good night and a good day or wherever you're at. And always stay curious.